was the 31st of July, according to unknown demonstrators. They announced that today it will be the day for demonstration. In Harare, as well as other cities, selected places, they were actually empty, particularly places such as the Unity Square in Harare. It was empty. It was not that ZANU-PF tried to enforce people to actually attend to be in the cities, and they also selectively reported what they wanted. But the highlight of today, Emerson Mnangagwa was supposed to attend the Bulawayo mine Entra, as reported in the earlier hours of today. But guess what? The dignitaries were lining up at the Joshua Nkomo airport. The journalists were also waiting. It means in the morning, everyone woke up in the morning anticipating that Emerson Mnangagwa was going to fly to Bulawayo. They were standing to observe protocol when the president comes through to Bulawayo. But guess what? They were just told that please vacate the Joshua Nkomo airport. That on its own is dramatic. That on its own speaks volumes. And as such, retired General Chiwenga is going to take the limelight. If you think that was an isolated incident that has no bearing or that has no meaning, then it shows limited understanding of Zimbabwean politics. Definitely, there is something happening behind the scenes that me and you, of course, we don't have proper answers. Remember, I have said that Bulawayo is an extraordinary city. Last time Robert Gabriel Mugabe came to Bulawayo at White City, a lot of things happened. I remember Bulawayo has actually given Emerson Mnangagwa flames, especially in the midst of ZANU-PF tensions. You can tell that, of course, there is absolutely nothing that happened today in terms of protest, but I can attest to you this is the beginning of resistance against illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026. Remember, Emerson Mnangagwa has the intelligence. He does not operate in isolation. He has the intelligence. He is briefed. And him deciding to abort, of course, he met with an official Secretary General, to be precisely, of the International Red Cross, to try and show us the proof of life. No communication so far has been made as to what exactly made him to make the last minute changes to abort the Bulawayo mine Entra. So retired General Chiwenga will have to actually address the Bulawayo mine Entra. The last time I checked, even the government officials have not. In fact, yes, there is something. Retired General Chiwenga have finally opened the Bulawayo mine, and this is here to shine. Taking into consideration that yesterday he announced that Mnangagwa was going to come, all of us became aware. That's how I became aware that Mnangagwa was going to officially open this event, but it did not happen. And there is no explanation. So Nick Mangwana posted about 5 minutes ago, saying His Excellency President Mnangagwa speech highlights read by Vice President Honorable General Retired Dr. CGDN Chiwenga. You see, they always do propaganda. Why would you say it's the speech of Mnangagwa but read by retired General Chiwenga? What made Mnangagwa not to come to Bulawayo? This is the speech of retired General Chiwenga, and obviously I don't think Nick Mangwana is going to give us the actual speech. I'm going to hunt down the actual speech and maybe may come, but these are the points that he wrote, which were read by retired General Chiwenga or presented by retired General Chiwenga. It's retired General Chiwenga who shined today, who outshined Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa deciding during the last minutes to just dump the trip. We are not told what prompted him to do so. Maybe he learned that there was some kind of booing that was organized against him or protest. You know, Bulawayo people, they are not anything to actually play with. So he says, according to Nika Mangwana, focus on participatory democracy, grassroots engagement, and solving problems to drive national development. You can tell this is a speech of retired General Chiwenga. When he speaks about, when it focuses on you know, there hasn't been participatory development under Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, and Chiwenga underscoring the fact that participatory development actually I know there's someone attacking me. This is my presentation. You know, if you don't like it, but that's how I see things. You know, sometimes I don't have to see things according to, I don't give anyone hope. Everything I have said, most of the things, if you listen to me very, very well, I'm still on point and I'm still standing on what I said. Sometime I said Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa may not finish his 2028 term, and I'm still standing on that. It may be earlier, but what I'm sure is that science and indications shows that there is high probability he will not finish it won't be an easy removal. It will be the most difficult one. And what you watched today, what you heard today, definitely this dramatic event, any president, normal president, will prevent what actually transpired today. So you see, Chiwenga speaks about participatory democracy, which is in contradiction with what actually Mnangagwa is not doing to the people of Zimbabwe with CAP 3. People were not afforded participation. The people did not participate in the consultations of this CAP 3. It was just imposed. So he's saying focus on participatory democracy, grassroots engagement, and solving problems to drive national development. He went on to say mine Entra, now a key platform for mining policy, partnership, and innovation. It says also push for beneficiation and industrialization to get maximum value from our minerals. So this is the speech in summation of Chiwenga. Mining stakeholders must manage resources responsibly for the benefit of the citizens. I think he has been consistent in terms of delivering this message. National gold reserves increased to over 4.6 tons, but they haven't translated to any meaningful development in Zimbabwe. The situation is pathetic. It says from January 2027, only lithium sulfate can be exported. First African lithium sulfate exports was done in April 2026. That is what they are promising us. But if they go hungry, you know, because they are only looking east. Construction of the precious minerals refinery must be completed on time, no extension. It appeared to be an order. Environmental damage and social harm won't be tolerated. Corruption in inspections would be punished. Corruption in inspection, I think it's retired General Chiwenga really standing on what he has been speaking some years back. He says railways to be revived, roads modernized, power expanded, and digital tools adopted. Small-scale miners training and inclusion program to ensure no one is left behind. I think you cannot say this is a speech from Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa would not have actually noted some of the points, especially like everything that has been said here gives the vibes of a speech that is issued by a retired General Chiwenga. It is definitely in contradiction with what Emerson Mnangagwa would have said. But obviously, Zwigananda's continuing to give an impression that he read a speech for Mnangagwa. This is trying to cover up, especially on what transpired today. So Emerson Mnangagwa deciding to appear with the Secretary of the Red, Secretary General of the Red Cross after last minute actually dumping of the Bulawayo mine Entra. It was supposed to be officially opened by him. And this is not in isolation. This speaks volumes politically. We don't want to actually speculate as to what transpired, what prompted him to abort the Bulawayo trip. Definitely, it wasn't because he wanted to meet the Red Cross Secretary General. There is something bigger than this. This was just a cover-up a program for Emerson Mnangagwa. He could have done it maybe at a later stage or later on because they were waiting for him at Joshua Mkabu, but he couldn't. And Chiwenga taking the limelight in an effort to cover for him, but also underscoring the message that he has always preached about. It's really extraordinary times in Zimbabwe. Of course, today we may not have seen a protest taking place, but from the look of things, it may mark the beginning of greater things to come. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and